So here we are off George's Island, home to Fort Warren.
Just like Pedix Island, you could come in, you could touch and go on the main float. We do have some free moorings out front, and then you could borrow the dinghy. George's Island, actually, it's the busiest of all the islands. It's the hub.
Well, we're on our third stop for the island hopping, and yet another ranger here on George's Island. This is Peter Fisk. Now tell us some of the history of George's Island.
Okay, so we're at George's Island. The big draw here is Fort Warren. Fort Warren was a fort that was built from 1817 to 1850. It took 33 years for the fort to be built. The reason behind that was that when they were actually building the fort, it was during a time of peace, in between the War of 1812 and the Civil War, so there's no real urgent rush. As you can see with the fort behind us, it's made of granite. The granite came from Quincy, so actually hauling all of that granite from Quincy took many years in and of itself. The fort was used for during the Civil War, Spanish-American War, World War I, and World War II, so it has been used for a significant chunk of time.
So people can come out here and you get a tour of the fort?
Yep, so we give tours, generally about 3 a day. On weekends we try and bump that up to 6 or 7 or so.
Well, we're inside the fort, which it's really amazing. You look at it from the outside, you don't think it's this big, but you come in here, it's this expansive area.
Looks like a college campus.
I know. What is this place that we're in here?
So where we're standing now is the parade ground of the fort. So the soldiers would actually come out here, and this is where they do a lot of their training. And then in their off time, during their leisurely time, they'd actually come out here and play a modified version of baseball, so a vintage form of baseball.
Big kids, little kids, history buffs, people who love the ocean. I mean, what is not to like about George's Island?
That's right.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a spot to be.
Yes, it is. Thanks, Pete. We only got to see just a little bit of the fort. So you know, the rest of you will have to come out here and spend a full day exploring its nooks and crannies.
That's right. They're open for 5 months out of the year.
5.
Make the time.
That's right. So where are we off to next, Tim?
Let's get out of here and we'll head over to Spectacle Island.